Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you and said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away.
Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, I need friends right now. NFTs are down bad. Market, traditional stock market, down bad. Ethereum, Bitcoin, down bad. Lots of stuff down right now. Obviously, NFTs will continue to suffer if those markets suffer. You're just not going to have people spending disposable income on basically right now, literally profile pictures. And that's pretty much all there is to that. It's pretty obvious. Garth Brooks was brought on today, talking about friends in low places. We need them. But let me get on the other guys, see what their thoughts are. We'll talk about our plans or what we've been doing for a while. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Yo.
What's up?
Yo. Yeah, everything's down bad. Ethereum, Bitcoin, traditional markets, gas prices are up. What do we have? What's the good news? Maybe it's a buying opportunity, I guess.
It feels like there's a lot. I mean, the greed and fear index is crazy on the fear side right now, but it doesn't feel like we're at the bottom yet. I don't know. I saw the next big Bitcoin resistance is at like 28.5. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think I agree. Not done yet. Unfortunate, but these things happen, and they all seem to happen at once. And everyone on Twitter will tell you it's the end of the world, but I don't really feel that way. To me, the investment thesis in NFTs hasn't really changed all too much. Obviously, like, things were probably inflated for quite a while, and they're pulling back to more reasonable levels. I'm not buying things here. For one, I'm not liquid enough yet, and for two, I think we are going lower. And if you look at the volume, no one is really buying too much right now. A lot of offers are being taken. I wouldn't be buying anything like on a listed price. I would just be shooting offers because you will absolutely catch people on this. But yeah, I'm waiting. We'll try to get rid of maybe one of my rarer beans, free up like 15 to 20 ETH or something like that. Maybe try to make a play on something. But yeah, I don't know. I think everyone's kind of waiting to see where this ends up. I don't think that we're done or out of it in any sense of it yet. Maybe give it like 2 or 3 weeks to figure out where things really settle.
Yeah, I had I had posted in the group several months ago how I was trying to get as much cash as possible. Cash is obviously king right now, if you want to say that. There's an interesting chart comparing Bitcoin to SPY, which is the index of basically big companies. And it would show, and this is what I've been looking for, under 30,000 in BTC. Garrett was talking about resistances, 28,000, stuff like that. But definitely, like, I've been looking to start buying into BTC under 30 for a while now, for several months. And it was tough because it looked like it was just going to really explode there for a bit, but hopefully patience will pay off here. NFTs, maybe these are buying opportunities, but I agree. I think they're going to go lower. Our volume is atrocious. We had 52 million on a Sunday. The last time we had 52 million, March 14th and March 6th. Those 2 days, the lowest in the past 90 days. So yeah, we had an awful day on Sunday. today we're looking at 62 million for the day, a little up from yesterday, but very, very poor numbers. Collection wise, other deeds leads the way, actually BAYC right behind it, and Mutants. So controlled right now by Yuga Labs at the top for past 24 hours. What are Mutants at?
18.5. They got as low as 17.9. Offers being taken around 15 and 16 though.
Crazy, because people yesterday just were like, oh yeah, if you're not buying Mutants here when it was 22, don't complain when they're 40. Like that kind of shit, that is when like immediately in my mind I'm thinking, okay, I should be selling. When you see that kind of rhetoric controlling the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at 18 and 18 at such a low Ethereum price, 43,000. Again, though, not too many people with a lot of money are going to care about buying these for 40 grand when their 401ks and big stocks are down millions of dollars. So, just something to keep in mind. I've been bearish for a while, but who knows? I missed out on huge gains. So.
Yeah, these swings, obviously, like things are correcting probably pretty hard given the macroeconomic factors at play right now. I'm not looking to be buying crypto. NFTs are hard. Obviously, we're seeing all of the big projects, all of the blue chips pull back, some slower than others. But yeah, I think there are definitely going to be buying opportunities, and maybe we're kicking ourselves in like 4 weeks when floors maybe are back up like 20%. But I think it's a little bit too risky to be buying right now. I think we are going to be going lower. I think people continue to panic. NFTs typically aren't as liquid as people like to think that they are, especially in times like these. You want to be buying the bear and selling the bull rather than trying to sell the bear like people are doing right now. So I wouldn't, if you're overexposed and you really need liquid, maybe you do look to sell or look to list. But me personally, like I still believe in NFTs. This hasn't really, I mean, the price is going down doesn't really change that. The technology is here. I think it's important in the long term. So I'm still excited for the future of NFTs. Sitting comfortably with the NFTs that I haven't sold anything. We'll look to sell a little bit, just to maybe buy something else. But yeah, I mean, the people that are saying NFTs are dead, I don't really agree with that. The market might be slower than we were used to, especially after the other deed sale where we had 100 million plus volume days for about a week straight. I think that was probably unsustainable. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the macro NFT market, I think we're far from dead. But yeah, it's just part of the cycle, I think.
Yeah, I'm on the side of like, these are just, at the end of the day, all that these big NFT projects have done is airdrop derivatives and airdropped all these other things, and it's just more and more of the same. I saw somebody who does like cryptocurrencies talking about how like all these NFTs are basically kind of like Ponzi's right now, because all it is them selling more and more product basically and maybe they're just not selling them, but they're creating more and more NFTs, and really there's nothing innovative about that. And that the biggest thing in NFTs with what like the tech is really awesome and all that stuff, they were basically saying like profile pictures won't be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. It will be something that's totally different than anything we've ever seen in NFTs so far. So it'll be kind of like actually using tech instead of just making more profile pictures, making something that people find more valuable, whether it's like a real video game or something like that. He didn't really say, but there's definitely a lot of bear takes around right now. So maybe it is a good time to counter that. Everyone's running for the hills kind of. So usually when you see that, you kind of think, well, maybe I need to buy the paper hands, as you would call it. So this is kind of where like what works best for you, that you kind of need to think of like where were you gonna buy a mutant, or where were you gonna buy these projects a week or two ago, and do you believe that they're still, you know, as valuable as they were 2 weeks ago? So
Yeah, it's really hard. Obviously, for those of that are listening that follow the Potential Flips channel, you know, a lot of what I've been able to do has been calling local bottoms after a reveal. We've been pretty successful doing that, but I think that takes a lot of that takes a little bit more long-term view than people might realize with these types of projects, because obviously you don't want to be catching a knife. And when we're watching floor prices go down, it's difficult to call that local bottom. And I won't be able to call it here either. But I think that the long-term vision and value for NFTs, the application of the space, the fact that corporations are in the space, VCs are heavily invested in the space, I almost think that they're too big to fail at this point. It doesn't mean that they can't correct even harder than they have been. But, you know, I still think that the value in the long term of these assets, and in particularly in good projects and teams that are developing and building, regardless of what the floor price looks like, I think that this correction will definitely weed out a lot of like the middle to lower tier projects. Some of them might even like shut down if they can't sustain royalty volume to keep their startup running. But if you've been making bigger bets on the bigger teams, I'm not worried about those. They'll build in bear or bull markets regardless. And building, just like Vince says, doesn't mean free airdrops or what the next like token or free benefit is, but it means like actually developing more of what the project is and what it can be. So that's just my take. I wanted to share it.
would you say that you and I are kind of opposites when it comes to like our like trading and stuff?
I think so. I like to hang in my trades a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm opposite.
Yeah,
I take the quick profits and I miss out on, you know, I miss out on bigger plays because of that. So it's actually, I think, kind of nice for the group, because there's things that I definitely wouldn't call or play or do that you would call and do and play. Like, I was all about the V-Friend shit, and it was a great play. Well, it was a great play if you had sold into profit at 0.4, 0.5 on book games. If I had stayed true to my like philosophy, I would have sold at those prices after getting in for basically nothing, and then some at like 0.2. So those are the kind of plays I'm all about, is like low risk, but I would never have called a lot of stuff Aiden had called, because he's much like more about longer term, looking at things develop and being on these big great teams. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens the next few weeks, because I'm right now not doing shit. I've been bearish for months, so I missed out on a lot of stuff that Aiden had called, like Moonbirds, Suzuki's, all that stuff. And so it'll be very interesting to see, you know, because maybe I become pretty bullish once things get, for me, they'd have to get low enough. But I think it's beneficial that there's some of us in the group that are thinking way opposite of others. So
yeah. Totally. We operate a little bit differently. Yeah. I like to stay in trades a whole lot longer. I look at things with a much longer outlook. I think you bring a good skepticism to the general market and kind of keep me grounded a little bit too. So it is good that we have different takes. I hope that's helpful for people in the group too.
And I would say like the other guys are kind of like, they do like, obviously we're all different. So, I mean, Slump got really heavy into Solana. None of us were really looking at doing Solana stuff. I had done well with it a while back, but I just kind of was like, I'm out of this thing. And yeah, I mean, the other guys make plays. They listen to whoever. They find their own shit. Garrett found like that ENS thing, which is really beneficial. And he found Blutz a long time ago. I don't know if anybody remembers that shit, but I did really well on that. So I try to just learn from every single person who's posting anything in the group and see like what worked, why it worked for them, why I didn't do it. And so yeah, I don't know why I just got on that tangent. Let me get back on the fucking schedule here for the podcast. I did want to pull up, you had shown here the Fear and Greed Index, and we had talked about that. It's like everyone is extremely fucking basically nervous right now. Yeah, it's at 11, and for any of you guys who have seen Spinal Tap, 11, like, it's just kind of funny. It's over 10. So, anyways, but yeah, this is like, I don't know what it takes into consideration on this kind of shit, but if they just follow Twitter, that'd be enough.
Yeah, I don't know either. This is the lowest that I don't remember seeing it lower than 10. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if it does. That's why I was thinking they probably are fucking joking around at this point.
Let's see, max. Yeah, the lowest I'm finding. Yeah, it's like 10, maybe 7. When that big crash happened in August of 2019, maybe.
Crazy. McKay was saying he had Solana, and it was like it dropped like $80 or something, and he's like asked me or said something about like how he was gonna hold it or sell it or something, and I was like, fucking sell it, dude. That shit was $1 like a year, like literally a year and a half ago. Solana was like $1. So if we're gonna go down, which I strongly believe we will, Solana is definitely gonna go down with everything, and it should be pretty drastic in my opinion. But then
It's
Ron,
already starting.
what is
we're,
it?
We're at like 70. Let's see the exact number. $70.14.
Holy
Whoa.
Shinto! What wasn't it
Wow.
over 80 this morning?
I don't think so.
Are you
A couple
sure?
days ago it was.
McKay, what was it at?
I mean, I was wait. Solana was $70 this morning. I thought.
Oh, I thought it was like 80 something when you were telling me you wanted to sell it. Maybe not.
Last week it was
Oh, I
just
see.
over 80. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
Wow, it's still so bad. Oh, it was 80 when somebody was when people, I remember saying like all these guys were like, oh, if Solana goes under 100, you better be buying it all, like 2 or 3 months ago. But yeah.
Dude, I'd buy 0.25 Solana every day for the next month. That might be a play.
That's what you're gonna do,
I don't know.
and then it's gonna go
how much-
down 50 more %.
Yeah, maybe not.
I saw a funny thing on Twitter. They were like, they were saying something was like, if you bought Ethereum at $4,000, it's already down it was already down like 80 some %. It can only go down another 16% or something before it's zero, and it's just so wrong. And people were like arguing. Obviously, it was just like this guy was fucking around, but. Yeah, anyways, let's look at Instagram. NFT integration. I saw this kind of funny. People were like, you can now flex on your exes, showing off your NFT portfolio. Yeah.
I don't think this doesn't change any of the
No.
market. But it's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, Twitter obviously has it with the hexagons.
I saw some people saying stuff like, man, people don't even know how big this is going to be for the NFT market. 4 billion people seeing verified NFT profile pics. Oh, this is going to be huge. I'm like, man, this all sounds like something I've heard before. Oh, yeah, nothing ever lives up to expectations as far as volume. Well, we've come to find out, whether it's Coinbase NFT, Twitter integration, anything that will streamline the process of buying an NFT. If there are buyers out there that are wanting and willing to pay 10, 20, 100 grand on one of these PFPs, they're going to download MetaMask and do it on OpenSea. I think that that's what we've found. I think that Instagram, the same, like on Twitter, bro, the hexagon, it's a meme on Twitter. People just shit on the hexagon. So it's just kind of, I think it'll probably be something similar with Instagram, even though it is a continued trend in the right direction for the tech.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought
I
fucking Coinbase made a huge error by not just adding NFTs into their normal dashboard. Like, it's a totally different website. Their volume was like 20 ETH again, like a day or two ago. It's just such a fail. It's such a fail. It's like none of the people on Coinbase, they might have gotten emails and shit to join, but it was just so dumb. I thought it was such a... They're using nothing that they've built from Coinbase aside from their fucking email chain or something. It was stupid. Yeah, because like, if you had made it so my idiot grandpa, who's a degenerate, could spend his Ethereum in Coinbase and easily buy a picture of a monkey, he probably would have done that.
Right.
But you didn't get anybody to, just fail.
Plus, like 99% of the general population is completely priced out of all of these NFTs that we want.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah.
You guys ever see like whatever page it might be on Instagram doing like a headline about NFTs and then read the comment section of that same post?
People just shit on them, right?
It has to
All
be
the
so
time.
bad. Yeah.
It's awful. Like what's one? Hype Beast or something like that. I'll do one, and then everyone's just like, "Oh, who would have saw this coming? You know, this is stupid." You know, so like I don't know. The general population is still not very accepting. So I don't see Instagram integration really doing much just for that alone. Outside of it not doing anything anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be hard, right? If you're a part of the general population and you see these cool, or like, I mean, I guess it's subjective, but if you see these projects that you think are cool and you want to buy in and they're like 50 grand, you're like, well, screw this. I'm too late to the party. Like, this is just kind of stupid now. I'm not going to be their exit liquidity. That would be my mindset if I haven't been doing this for a little bit. So yeah, I totally agree. And plus, if you try to buy a new project, right, like chances are good that's going to zero anyway. So it's a hard position to be in. I think like these companion projects kind of democratize access to those the bigger ecosystems in a pretty solid way. But at the same time, like they're still expensive. Like even the cheapest bean you can get right now is like 2.6 or 7 ETH. The other deeds are like 2.9. So it doesn't really help.
Yeah, it's
hard.
That's exactly the thought that goes in my mind when I think about these things. Is like, these things are just fucking pictures. Who's gonna spend over $1,000 on most of this shit? And like the general public, like who's gonna fucking do that? And so you just have all these people that have a ton of capital, disposable income, trading back and forth these pictures to each other at super fucking inflated prices, in my opinion. Like just stupid. So yeah, that's my like bare mind, like my super conservative thoughts that I think about. Like, because today, there's plenty of people saying like, okay, well, I hope you're buying the dip. I hope you bought mutants at 22, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do you not realize these things could go so much lower? Like, they're so expensive and they don't do shit. Like, they're nothing. They're just pictures on a blockchain that right now, all you can do is show them off on Twitter and, you get some derivatives, you get airdrops, whatever, but you have to have people wanting to buy whatever they're giving you, or else it's just worthless. So I don't know. That's like super FUD, super bearish, but that's what I think about a lot.
No, it's true. It's a good point.
But there is definitely going to be opportunities. There's going to be shit this week where people could have made a lot of money. There'll be Solana stuff, there'll be Ethereum stuff, and so we're always going to be looking out for those kind of plays. Just not many right now that we're going to call out where it's like we think you should buy this because we're super bullish long term. I mean, I think if we're going to say to buy something, it's because it's like an obvious play, low risk. I don't think it could really be like, well, mutants were 40 and now they're 20, buy it, right? Because you just never know. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let's get out of Instagram. Oh, the other side window is ending. And so that was the rumor that was an announcement period.
Mm-hmm. That basically they haven't been saying anything until this other deed claim ends for the mutants and the apes. That happens on the 21st of May, which is 30 days after, or 21 days after the other deed public sale on April 30th. So expecting an announcement. I would hope before then. I feel like they can't be silent this long about like what any of this stuff does or how to build it or what can be done with it. But maybe they'll be silent till then. I find it hard to believe. So maybe we'll hear something this week. Obviously, other deeds are taking a pretty bad beating right now. They're below mint for most people. The floor is pretty thick up to 3. But we are still seeing bigger sales for rare artifacts. I think the Coda floor is down a bit too, to be expected, of course. But yeah, I mean, hoping for that announcement that we get some actual information on what's to come here. If you guys have read over their the pages in the FAQ, it's actually quite interesting what they're going to try to do with this game. And if you've looked into some of the teams that are involved in building it, I think they could do something cool. But maybe that's my bearish or my bullish bias there. But yeah, hoping for an announcement that kind of gives some relief to the market in terms of how to price, especially floor land. I don't really know. I mean, it should be above. In theory, it should be above the price they paid, right? Because it's a scarce resource. But you know, if we don't hear anything, I think it continues to bleed with everything else.
Yeah, Coda's down to 16s. 16.45. Huh.
That could be an opportunity. But again, who knows? They could go to 12 or 10. Like,
Yeah.
none of this. We don't really know.
The one at the floor looks pretty cool too, but again, it's fucking $40,000. So yeah. Anyways, let's see. Where are we at?
The last thing was the Doodles.
Oh, Doodles. Yep.
So this is the anticipated announcement. Basically, that will likely. It looks like it's a claim. The GIF shows a doodle that's duplicating. So maybe it'll be like an outline of a doodle or like a ghost doodle is what I'm thinking maybe. Probably won't be called that, but yeah, I mean, it sucks for the doodle holders. Like they've been waiting for this for so long and now it's literally happening at probably the worst time it could have for the market in general. Maybe there's a play here. If you guys remember, beans were at 3 ETH before the day of the airdrop. They ran up to 7 pre-reveal. So there could be a play here too. But if it's just duplicated doodles, a 10,000 collection of existing doodles that are duplicated, I don't really know how the market would price them. Maybe at half the price, probably less though in this market. And the doodle floor has been steadily sliding since this announcement, which is unfortunate too. It was as high as 25 when they started teasing this, and now it's at 16.5. So yeah, I don't know.
News.
Sell the news.
This is one of those times where, like, if I had a doodle and I didn't sell it when it was just like 15 or 16 a few weeks ago, and they went over 20, I would have sold the little shit. But you know, I'd have sold, and now it'd be down, and then we'll see what the derivative thing is or whatever they're airdropping you. So
I think the doodles go way lower after this
same.
airdrop.
Oh, I think that this whole thing is junk. I mean, I just don't think they're gonna do anything. This is nothing new. This is literally just like what Larva did with mutants, probably. You're just going to get another thing. And like I said, you're just getting another thing that you have to have people willing to buy it. So, we'll see. I'm Vince the Futter. Vince the Grinch right now. So yeah, I mean, these are the times where I think, like, I'm so happy that I'm doing vinyls and fucking low key, and we have Star Wars toys and all this other shit. Got to diversify with what you're reselling and all that shit. Obviously, NFTs have been a huge opportunity, and it still is. And hopefully, you know, we see a huge rebound. But just where I'm standing here, cool. I think we're into Solana world now. Slumped mouse in the house. I couldn't really. Like, I just couldn't make a play on these. But what's going on with mouse in the house?
Just want to do a little weekend recap. I was kind of with you, honestly. I bought in. What did they mint on Friday? I bought 2 for $4, watched them all night. Then I saw they kept going up, going down, going up, going down, and I didn't love the community vibe around it at the time, so I just said, all right, I'm selling them for 6. The next morning I woke up and they were 18.5. So anyone who wasn't me, I know we had guys buying as low as 2 that had held. So we had some good money made on these. They've been super volatile all weekend. Solana in general, we were just talking about before, it's now at 69.52. So I don't know. It makes me feel like there's either 2 possible ways this goes. I think new mints are just going to continue to go really high. I've noticed that whitelist tokens in general are moving pretty high, and then they open up and just open up super high and stay. It's a weird market right now. Moral of the story. And this one is no exception. Your guy Function, I know you love him. He bought a bunch of these yesterday, sent these back up and back down a little bit. But yeah, that was our probably biggest play this weekend. We also had the Yaku avatars that we finally got to mint out. This kind of plays into the market sentiment right now. I don't really think it went as well as many were hoping. They're about 6-ish right now, I believe, 5.69. They're going to reveal here in roughly, they said 2 p.m. Eastern if the network allows it. At a glance, network doesn't look like it's doing too hot, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but be on the lookout for that. I think they're probably going to dip on reveal. Reveals typically don't go well in Solana. And as much as I do like the look of some of the avatars that they previewed, some of them are pretty bad. So I think the really bad ones are going to drag that floor down quite a bit. So if anyone's looking for their quick exit now, I think now is the time. I don't know what direction everything's headed. My anticipation is that it's going down. I'm still going to hold out on everything. I think long term, this is one of the better projects, as I've discussed many times. But that's at least where we're at for those right now. So hopefully I get something cool on those.
And then we've got the Oasis Civilization.
Yeah, so we've got another busy mint week. This was what I was talking about before. The whitelist token for this was like 8 SOL or something. And I think the mint link they went live early on Magic Eden, which has been happening a lot now, but unverified, which is kind of weird. So the token was 8, but these are still sitting at 8. And I just don't see how they go up from here. These in particular were super hyped up. We should see some stock to the public, I believe, in like 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what time their public is. So easy quick flip, I think, if you're minting it without buying the whitelist token. I've after the past few projects, I'm not really looking to buy any whitelist tokens, and if I had any, I'd probably be selling them. Because this is now like the 4th or 5th one that we've seen that just is so much demand for, and I think that's attributed to all the attention we've been getting since the OK Bears, but it's not. Like the numbers just don't work. I don't know. A lot of these hype mints just they're hype, and then unless they're picked up by like an influencer, they die in 2 days. Like I wouldn't be holding this personally. I don't know too much outside of the very base level of it, I guess. So maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but I'd be looking at to secure my 8 SOL profit pretty quickly there. Cool. But then we also have the Carton Kids today. That's another hype one. And like you were saying before, it's more of the same. None of these roadmaps are really much different. They're all just, oh, we have cool artwork. We'll make a DAO. We'll do this. We'll do that. Yes. It's all the same stuff. I like the art on these. This is one that I've been looking at for a bit. I don't see how it's sustainable after 48 hours.
So dumb. Yeah.
So that would probably just be another quick flip for me. It's tough. I feel like Solana compared to ETH moves so much faster. And maybe that's attributed to there being no gas fees or whatever that may be. But
it's because they have the best network,
the up and down movement. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that, but
I'm kidding.
They move pretty quick. 1 minute things look great, 1 minute things look terrible, and then it's a cycle. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, and that's really been the theme of probably this past week or so. I'm fully expecting that to continue with all these super hyped up mints. There's just too much of the same, and everyone's just going to bounce from project to project. So, like you were saying before, I'm being extra cautious with my buy-ins right now. I'm not really looking to get much. There is the Soul Gods Part 2 mint, which is one of the very few projects I believe in long term this week. So that's probably where most of my play is going to be with the rest of my Soul. But we'll talk about that later in the week. I don't think that's for a couple days. But yeah, fun times in Solana world.
So now that we're done with NFTs and me basically fudding them the whole time, let's talk about stuff that was really good, which was retail cards. Or cards, not really retail. Formula One is going for, is it 2,500-ish?
No, should be like 1,300, I think.
What? You're fudding cards now. I thought people were selling them for over two grand.
No.
No,
Well,
we'll
it's
get
still
there.
$500
Not yet.
profit. Or about.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And then, what else did we have? Oh, we had Turnstile vinyls over the weekend, which, in my opinion, are going to be an easy 2x. They went oos, both colorways. There was a green and then like this, I don't know, marbly one. Both, I think, were out of 1,200, and Turnstiles made us a ton of money. Like last year this time. So again, that group's become really popular. Coachella, all that stuff. We were really early with their first pressings of those vinyls, so that should be really good. And we have today a vinyl drop, the Lo-Fi Girl drop. We have that in our Discord in the Vinyl Kings channel. So I'll be looking to do that. They are really slow with shipping, so. And then we have Yeezy slides, maybe, right? Maybe this weekend or next week.
Yeah, Yeezy slides a week from today, and then some Yeezy 500s on Saturday. So yeah.
Cool. We'll do a weekly, or we'll do like the 2 weekly. We need to do like the bi-weekly recap of products that have been profitable and the plays we've made, because it's been about time. I know we got to do the dolls, lightsabers, some vinyl stuff, obviously the cards. So we'll put that out today or tomorrow. I think that'd be a good time to do it. Especially with people in NFTs, obviously needing to be making some money elsewhere for a minute here. Yeah, I don't have anything else that I want to cover. Anything you guys got?
Nothing for me.
No, I'm good. Hang in there, guys.
Yeah, we'll find some opportunities. Somebody on the team will, for sure. Yeah, because money to be made in bear markets too, so we'll figure it out. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, noon Eastern. Appreciate you being here. Peace out.
See ya.
Peace.
Sun each other, just play tonight.